This morning, I did something very ordinary. I made coffee, I looked out the window, I fed my cat.
That sounds like a normal morning.
It was a normal morning, but here's the thing. Normal life is beautiful. And today, we're going to learn how to talk about it in English.
Not big adventures, not exciting stories, just daily life, the small moments, the ordinary things.
Because real English isn't about movies or business meetings. It's about coffee and cats and looking out the window. It's about your life.
Today, we'll teach you how to talk about your daily life, the real one, in natural, easy English.
Welcome back to Speak English with Alex. I'm Alex, and today we're keeping it simple.
I'm Sarah. No grammar rules, no complicated vocabulary, just life. Your life, my life, the small things we do every day.
When people learn English, they often focus on big topics, business English, academic English, travel English. But what about everyday English?
What do you say when you're making breakfast? How do you describe your evening routine? How do you talk about the small moments that fill your day?
Today, we're going to walk through a typical day from morning to night, and we'll teach you the natural phrases real people use.
We'll cover morning routines, the quiet moments, daily chores and tasks, work and study life, evening relaxation, the small joys of ordinary days.
And we'll do it with stories, real stories from real days, because your daily life is not boring, it's yours.
Let's start at the very beginning. How do you talk about waking up?
Morning is my favorite time of day, not because I'm a morning person, but because it's quiet. No one is asking me for anything yet.
That's a good way to put it.
Here are natural phrases for the morning. Waking up. I woke up naturally, no alarm. My alarm woke me up at 7 a.m. I hit snooze a few times. I woke up feeling tired. Getting out of bed. I stayed in bed for 10 more minutes. I stretched before getting up. I got out of bed immediately. I didn't want to leave my warm bed. Morning light. The sun was shining through my window. It was still dark when I woke up. The room was bright and cheerful. It looked like a rainy day outside.
Let me tell you about my morning today. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. No alarm, my body just knew. I lay in bed for a few minutes, listening to the birds outside.
That sounds peaceful.
It was. Then I got up, opened the curtains, and the sun was just rising. Everything looked golden and soft. I stood by the window for a minute, just breathing.
You're making me want to wake up earlier.
That's the goal. Here's what I did next. Morning routines. I brushed my teeth and washed my face. I took a quick shower. I had a long, hot shower. I got dressed in comfortable clothes. Breakfast. I made a cup of coffee, strong and black. I had breakfast, oatmeal with berries. I ate toast with butter and jam. I wasn't hungry, so I just had tea.
My morning was different. I woke up late. I hit snooze 3 times. I rushed to get ready. I didn't have time for breakfast.
That's real too. Not every morning is peaceful.
Exactly. Here's my morning story. I woke up at 7:30, late again. I jumped in the shower, got dressed in 5 minutes, grabbed a banana, and ran out the door. I made my coffee at work instead of at home.
See? Both mornings are valid. Both are real. Both are worth talking about.
The key is to add one small detail. I woke up late and I could hear rain outside. I made coffee and I used my favorite mug. I ate breakfast and I read the news on my phone. Details make your story come alive.
Okay, let's talk about the things we have to do. Chores, tasks, the boring stuff.
But even boring things can be interesting if you tell them right. Here's vocabulary for daily chores. Around the house. I made my bed. I did the dishes. I folded laundry. I vacuumed the floor. I took out the trash. I watered my plants. Outside the house. I went grocery shopping. I picked up my dry cleaning. I went to the bank. I mailed a package. I filled up my car with gas. Quick errands. I stopped by the pharmacy. I ran to the post office. I dropped off my library books. I picked up my prescription.
Let me tell you about my chore day last Saturday. I woke up and decided to be productive. I made my bed. That always makes me feel organized. Then I did the dishes from the night before.
Productive Sarah is my favorite Sarah.
Then I went grocery shopping. I made a list so I wouldn't forget anything, but I still forgot the milk.
Always the milk.
Always. When I came home, I put everything away. Then I sat on the couch and did nothing for an hour because I earned it.
That's a perfect chore story. You have the tasks, the small failure, forgot milk, and the reward, doing nothing.
Here's how to talk about chores without being boring. Add a feeling. I did the dishes. It was relaxing, actually. I vacuumed. I hate vacuuming. I went grocery shopping. I love looking at all the food. Add a small problem. I tried to do laundry, but the machine was broken. I went to the bank, but it was closed. I watered my plants and spilled water everywhere. Add a victory. I finally cleaned out my closet. I finished all my chores before noon. I cooked a big meal, and it turned out well.
My chore story from yesterday, I had to clean my apartment. I didn't want to. I procrastinated for 2 hours, scrolled on my phone, watched videos, ate a snack. Then I finally started. I put on music, I cleaned for an hour. When I finished, my apartment looked great. I felt so proud of myself.
See, that's not boring. That's a whole journey. Procrastination, music, pride. It's a story.
Okay, let's talk about the middle of the day. Work, study, whatever fills your hours.
This is what most people do most of the day, so it's important to know how to talk about it.
Here are natural phrases. Starting work or study. I logged on to my computer at 9 a.m. I went to the office. Traffic was bad. I worked from home today. I went to the library to study. During the day, I had a meeting with my team. I answered emails for an hour. I worked on a big project. I took a break at noon. Breaks. I ate lunch at my desk. I went for a walk during my break. I ate lunch with a coworker. I took a coffee break. End of day. I finished my work around 5 p.m. I stayed late to finish something. I left work on time for once. I was so happy when the day ended.
Let me tell you about a typical workday for me. I work from home 2 days a week. On those days, I wake up, make tea, and sit at my desk by 8:30 a.m.
What's on your desk?
My laptop, a notebook, a pen, and always a cup of tea. I check my emails first. That takes about 30 minutes. Then I have a team meeting on video call.
Do you like video calls?
Sometimes. It's nice to see people's faces, but I also get tired of looking at myself on camera.
Everyone feels that way.
In the afternoon, I usually have a big task, writing a report, planning a project, something that takes focus. I put my phone away and just work. When I finish something important, I feel so good.
Here's how I talk about my workday. I teach English classes in the morning. My students are adults, so we have real conversations. I love when a student finally understands something they've been struggling with. That's the best part of my job. In the afternoon, I prepare lessons and answer emails. The day goes by fast when I'm busy.
Notice how Alex added the emotion. I love when a student understands. That's what makes it a story, not just a schedule.
What if you're a student? How do you talk about studying?
Good question. Here are student phrases. I had a long lecture in the morning. I studied for my exam all afternoon. I worked on a group project with classmates. I had a lot of homework. I finally understood a topic that was hard for me. I asked my teacher for help.
The most important thing? Don't just say, I studied. Say what you studied. I studied math for 2 hours. I practiced English speaking. I wrote an essay about climate change. Evening is my favorite time to talk about because this is when I finally relax.
Same. Here are evening phrases. Coming home. I got home around 6 p.m. I changed into comfortable clothes. I took off my shoes and sighed. Making dinner. I cooked dinner. Simple pasta. I ordered takeout because I was too tired. I ate leftovers from yesterday. I went out to dinner with a friend. Relaxing. I watched TV for an hour. I read a book on the couch. I listened to music. I called my mom. I scrolled on my phone. Too much. Evening routines. I took a warm bath. I did some stretches. I planned for tomorrow. I wrote in my journal.
Let me tell you about my perfect evening. Last night, I came home from work. I was tired. I changed into my softest sweatpants. I made a simple dinner, rice and vegetables. I ate while watching one episode of a show.
What show?
A comedy, nothing serious. I just wanted to laugh. After that, I called my sister. We talked for 30 minutes. Then I brushed my teeth, read for 20 minutes in bed, and fell asleep.
That sounds like a perfect evening.
It was. And here's the thing. Nothing exciting happened. No parties, no adventures. Just a normal evening. But it was my evening, and I loved it.
Here's how to talk about a lazy evening. I did nothing last night, and it was exactly what I needed. I sat on the couch, watched TV, and ate ice cream. I didn't answer any messages. I didn't do any work. I just rested.
That's honest. That's real. And so many people will relate to it.
What about a busy evening? I had so much to do last night. I cooked dinner, cleaned the kitchen, did laundry, and answered emails. I didn't sit down until 10 p.m. I was exhausted, but I felt productive.
Both are valid. Both are daily life.
This is my favorite part of the episode. Let's talk about the small joys, the little moments that make daily life beautiful.
These are the things we often forget to mention, but they're the most important.
Here are some small joys. The first sip of coffee in the morning, warm sunshine on my face, a text from a friend, my favorite song playing on the radio, a good laugh with someone, the feeling of clean sheets, finding money in an old jacket, a compliment from a stranger.
Let me tell you about a small joy from yesterday. I was walking to the store. It was cold. I was wearing a scarf. And then I saw a little kid, maybe 3 years old, pointing at the sky and laughing. His mom looked up. There was a balloon floating away. The kid wasn't sad. He was just amazed, watching it go higher and higher.
That's beautiful.
I stopped and watched too. For 30 seconds, 3 strangers, me, the mom, and the kid, watched a balloon disappear into the clouds. And then we all smiled and went back to our days.
Those moments are daily life. They're not in any textbook, but they're real.
Here's another small joy. I was having a bad day. Nothing was going right. Then my cat jumped on my lap and started purring. I forgot about my problems for 5 minutes. I just sat there, petting her, listening to her purr. It helped.
Here's mine. I was walking home in the rain. I was annoyed because I forgot my umbrella. Then I saw a puddle with colorful leaves floating in it. It looked like a painting. I stopped and looked at it for a minute. The rain didn't bother me anymore.
When you talk about your daily life, include these small joys. They make your story human.
How to add a small joy to your day story. Instead of, I went for a walk, say, I went for a walk and saw a beautiful sunset. Instead of, I had coffee, say, I had coffee and the first sip was perfect. Instead of, I talked to my friend, say, I talked to my friend and she made me laugh so hard. See the difference? The joy makes the story.
Now it's your turn. Let's build your daily life story together.
Question 1. What time did you wake up today? Did you wake up naturally or did an alarm wake you?
Question 2. What did you have for breakfast? Or did you skip breakfast?
Question 3. What did you do during the day? Work, study, chores, something fun?
Question 4. What's one small thing that happened today? A text from a friend? A pretty cloud? A good cup of coffee?
Question 5. How are you feeling right now? Tired, happy, peaceful, busy?
Now, put it together. Say your daily life story out loud. Start with, today I, or my day was.
That was your daily life. No one else has your exact day. It's ordinary to you, but to someone else, it's interesting because it's real.
Remember, You don't need a big adventure to have a story. Your daily life is a story.
You know, I used to think my daily life was boring. I'd say nothing happened today, but I was wrong.
What changed?
I started paying attention. I started noticing the small things, the way morning light looks on the wall, the sound of rain on the roof, the feeling of a warm mug in my hands.
Those are the moments. That's life.
Yes, and when I started talking about them, people listened, because everyone has mornings. Everyone drinks coffee. Everyone has small joys and small struggles. We're all living the same ordinary, beautiful life.
So here's our challenge to you. Today, notice one small moment, then tell someone about it, in English. This morning, the sun was beautiful. I had a really good cup of tea. My cat made me laugh.
Start small. One sentence. That's it.
And when you do, you're not just practicing English. You're sharing your life. You're connecting with someone.
If this video helped you see your daily life differently, please subscribe. Hit that button. Join our family of people who find beauty in ordinary days.
And leave a comment. Tell us one small thing about your daily life. I drink coffee every morning. I walk my dog at sunset. I call my mom on Sundays. We'll read every single one.
I'll start. Every morning, I make coffee and stand by the window for 1 minute, just watching the world wake up.
I'll go. Every evening, I light a candle and read for 20 minutes before bed. It's my peaceful time.
Share this video with someone who thinks their life is boring. Remind them that ordinary is beautiful.
Next week, we're talking about something we all need: how to say sorry in English. Real apologies for real mistakes.
I have a lot of practice with that one.
We know.
Until next time, my friend, live your ordinary day. Notice the small joys and tell us about it.
Keep living, keep noticing, keep speaking.
Bye-bye.